It was a crisp autumn morning in downtown Chicago when Monica Harris, a poised and confident African-American woman in her early 40s, strode into Hamilton Financial Bank with a purpose. She had just finished a meeting across the street and needed to address a discrepancy in one of her business accounts. Dressed in a sleek navy suit and carrying a leather briefcase, Monica's presence was commanding. Yet as soon as she stepped through the bank's grand double doors, she could feel the weight of judgmental eyes upon her. The marble-floored lobby was bustling with activity. Wealthy clients, in tailored suits and expensive dresses, were greeted with polite smiles and immediate attention. Monica, however, was met with a frosty glance from the receptionist, a young woman with platinum blonde hair, who barely looked up from her "Can I help you?" The receptionist asked, her tone clipped. "Yes, I'd like to speak with someone about my account," Monica said, maintaining her composure. The receptionist's eyes flicked to Monica's briefcase and back to her face. "Do you have an appointment?" "No, but this is urgent. It's regarding a substantial transaction." The receptionist's lips thinned. "I'll see if someone is available. Please wait over there." She gestured to a small seating area near the entrance, clearly far from the private offices where other clients were being escorted. Monica nodded and took a seat, her patience wearing thin. She had dealt with subtle racism and dismissiveness before, but today felt particularly grating. As she waited, she overheard murmurs from the staff behind the counter. Words like "wrong," "place," and "can't afford it" floated through the air, stinging her ears. After 20 minutes, a young banker named Derek approached her, his expression one of forced politeness. "Ms. Harris, I'm Derek. How can I assist you today?" Monica stood, extending her hand. "Thank you for coming out. I'm here to discuss an issue with my account. There seems to be a delay in processing a significant wire transfer." Derek's smile faltered slightly as he took in her words. "Of course. Let's, step into one of the consultation rooms." As they walked past the reception desk, Monica couldn't miss the curious and skeptical glances cast her way by other employees. Once inside the small glass-walled room, Derek sat across from her, pulling up her account information on his tablet. His expression quickly changed to one of surprise as he reviewed the numbers. "Oh," he said, blinking. "It appears you're managing quite a few accounts with us, and this transfer is significant." Monica raised an eyebrow. "Yes, I'm aware. That's why I'm here." Derek cleared his throat, clearly flustered. "There's been a minor delay due to standard verification procedures for high-value transactions. I'll expedite this for you right away." Monica leaned forward, her voice calm but firm. "Thank you. And while we're at it, I'd like to discuss the lack of professionalism I've encountered today. Your staff's dismissive behavior is unacceptable." Derek's face turned red. "I'm so sorry to hear that. I'll address it immediately." Monica nodded, her sharp gaze never wavering. "I hope so. This isn't just about me. It's how every client is treated, regardless of appearance." Unbeknownst to Derek and the rest of the staff, Monica wasn't just any client. She was the majority shareholder of Hamilton Financial Bank, having acquired a controlling interest 6 months prior through her investment firm. Her visit that day had been intended as a routine check-in to observe the bank's operations firsthand. What she found, however, was an alarming display of systemic prejudice that she could no longer ignore. The following week, Monica called an emergency board meeting. The bank's executives, all middle-aged men, shuffled into the sleek conference room, exchanging nervous glances. They knew Monica as a sharp, no-nonsense businesswoman, but they had no idea why she had summoned them so urgently. Monica stood at the head of the table, her presence commanding. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, "I've spent the past week reviewing client interactions at various branches What I've witnessed is deeply troubling. She detailed her experience at the downtown branch, sparing no one from her critique. Bias and prejudice have no place in this institution, she said, her voice resolute. If we are to succeed, we must treat every client with dignity and respect. One executive attempted to interject, but Monica raised a hand to silence him. This is not up for debate. Effective immediately, we will be implementing mandatory diversity and inclusion training for all employees. Additionally, I will be conducting unannounced visits to ensure compliance. The room was silent as her words sank in. Monica's leadership was clear. Hamilton Financial Bank would change. Her heads would roll. In the months that followed, Monica's reforms began to take shape. The bank's employees underwent extensive training, learning to recognize and combat their biases. Policies were overhauled to ensure fairness and accountability. Monica herself made frequent visits to branches, engaging with staff and clients alike to foster a culture of inclusivity. One day, Monica returned to the downtown branch that had sparked her mission. This time, she was greeted warmly by the receptionist, who seemed to have undergone a complete transformation. "Ms. Harris, welcome back," the woman said, her smile genuine. Monica nodded, pleased but not entirely convinced. She knew that true change took time, but she was determined to see it through. As she walked through the lobby, she overheard a conversation between a teller and an elderly black man who was opening his first savings account. The teller's tone was patient and respectful, a stark contrast to what Monica had experienced months earlier. It was a small victory, but a victory nonetheless. Monica's story soon gained national attention. Media outlets praised her efforts to combat discrimination in the banking industry, and she became a sought-after speaker on issues of equity and leadership. But for Monica, the true reward was knowing that she had made a difference. One evening, as she sat in her office, overlooking the Chicago skyline, Monica reflected on her journey. She had faced countless obstacles as a black woman in corporate America, but she had never let them define her. Instead, she used her experiences to drive change, proving that leadership was about more than just power. It was about purpose. Her phone buzzed with a message from Derek, the young banker who had assisted her that day. "Thank you for giving me a second chance." It read, "I've learned so much from you." Monica smiled, her resolve stronger than ever. The road ahead was long, but she knew she was on the right path. 6 months later, Monica launched an initiative called Banking Without Barriers, aimed at providing financial literacy, workshops, and resources to underserved communities. The program, supported by Hamilton Financial Bank, became a resounding success. Branches hosted events that brought in families, entrepreneurs, and individuals who had long felt excluded from the financial system. 1 year after her initial visit to the downtown branch, Monica hosted a celebration at Hamilton Financial Bank's headquarters. Employees, clients, and community leaders gathered to honor the progress they had made together. As Monica took the stage, she looked out at the crowd, her heart swelling with pride. "A year ago, I walked into a branch of this bank and was reminded of how far we still have to go. Today, I see how far we've come. This is what happens when we choose equity over exclusion, compassion over judgment, and action over complacency." The room erupted in applause, but Monica knew the work was far from over. Change wasn't a destination, it was a journey. And as she stood there, enjoying the moment, she silently vowed to keep pushing forward. True progress, she realized, was built one person, one policy, and one choice at a time. And she was just getting started.